We all know there are 26 letters in the English alphabet, but how many were there? How many do we not use anymore? This is the modern Latin alphabet we use today, and this is what it used to look like around the year 1000, when Old English wasn't old. We will particularly be focusing on these two letters, known as thorn and eth. You may have never seen these letters before, unless you're a language nerd, a crypto investor, or a speaker of Icelandic. However, these letters are actually quite useful. Let's quickly go through how these letters, among the rest, were to exist in the first place. Today's Latin alphabet comes from, of course, Latin. These letters all have their own histories, but that's a story for another time, and also probably another person. However, thorn and eth actually have a different origin, specifically from the runic alphabet of the Anglo-Saxons. This alphabet was phased out after Christianity came to Europe, introducing the alphabet we know today, and our two letters were removed in the process. But what did these letters even look and sound like in the first place, and how were they used in the context of a word? The letter thorn's pronunciation is the voiceless dental fricative, th, as in thin or thick. Let's replace those th's with thorns. That's better. The letter thorn comes from the Anglo-Saxon rune of the same name, which is itself from the Elder Futhark rune Thurisaz, which is just thorn but sharp. Thorn survives today in Icelandic, and has also been adopted by a few conlangs, like Kalin. The other letter, eth, represents the voiced dental fricative, the, as in this or that. With eths, these words look like this. Eth's origin is much simpler than thorn's. It's just D, but with a line through it. Eth is also used in Icelandic, alongside thorn, and also appears in conlangs, such as vatgil. Also, its capital variant is used as the Dogecoin symbol, but no one cares about that. Sometimes, in modern spelling reforms, the digraph th used for the is replaced with dh to distinguish it from th for th, but the thing is, dh just doesn't look that good. Like, it makes sense why you would use dh, but it's just a bad spelling decision. But why exactly are we talking about this? Well, because these letters should be brought back. First of all, there's no distinction between the voiced and voiceless dental fricatives with just the digraph th. And secondly, the only reason thorn and eth disappeared is because of the introduction of the Latin alphabet, which doesn't fit English phonology that well. Realistically, though, the chances of them actually being brought back is very low. We're already long into the usage of our modern Latin alphabet, and people are used to it. Sudden changes like this would be hard to put into reality. But whatever, this is just a thought anyway. While on the topic of spelling reform, let's talk about the letter X, and why we don't need it. X makes a few different sounds, x, z, and z, which are all already made by other letters. I mean, seriously, get your own sound X. But you, the viewer, might be asking, what about X-ray? We can't spell it EKS-ray. You see, the X in X-ray refers to how when they were discovered, they were unknown and mysterious. But it isn't 1895 anymore, and we know lots more about X-rays, so now we might as well rename it entirely to the much cooler sounding Z-ray. So yeah, thorn and eth are nice because they disambiguate between th and the, cut down writing time slightly, and just look cool in general. Also, X is useless. Since we're adding 2 letters and removing 1, there are now 27 letters in the alphabet. This means keyboards can now be 3x3x3 cubes, which isn't very useful unless you live in the 4th dimension. Oh yeah, you still need the letter C, by the way.